YouTube tarot reader, Lisa Lee, has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Yes, indeed. Good evening, good evening, good evening. If you are in other parts of the world, good afternoon, good night, or good morning. Hopefully that's covered everything. So yes, how are you all doing this fine and dandy day? It is really warm in the UK, unseasonably so, or rather seasonably so, I guess. It is actually, supposed to be warm at this time of year, I guess. Is May, so getting into the middle of May. So yes, it is supposed to be warm. I have been out and about today, so if I look a little bit bedraggled, it's because I am a little bit bedraggled, to be fair. And we've just done a really lovely members chat where I talked about a lot of things, a new secret thing that's happening soon, and asked the members for some help with that. And yeah, so that was always good. I know, right? It's not supposed to be this bloody warm already in May. We're expecting this next. Although I will say, where I am in Leeds in Yorkshire in the UK, we were predicted thunderstorms all day today, and there's not been a single one as far as I know. We went off to, thank you, Code Deb, my darling, already in with a doodah. Thank you for that. I will get to that in a second, my darling. You're going to be the first cab off the bank. But we, yeah, so anyway, thank you, Holland. We were absolutely expecting there to be thunderstorms, everything else today. So we went out in the heat. We went out today in black t-shirts, both Rufus and I. And all I'm going to say is that, yeah, when we took them off, you could throw them at the wall. They would have stuck to the wall. It's been that clammy, that hot, that sticky. And it's only the beginning of May. Normally in the so to set the scene, if you're not from the UK, normally we have this in about late June, early July, not in May. So this is very, very odd for us. But anyway, if you're from one of those countries where there's lots of heat and sun and everything, you're probably thinking, bloody hell, Lisa, it's only 21 degrees today. What the hell are you talking about? 21 centigrade to all of the people. I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit. Hot, warm. But then you look across and you look at some countries and you go, it was 33 today. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'll quite happily stick with my risk of thunderstorms. But it didn't storm. It was, and I trust me, I love a really good thunderstorm, right? I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we might get some thunderstorms later this evening. Because if there is, if it's, listen, if the sun's gone down and it's dark, right, and the neighbors all seem to not be looking out their window, then I may well dance around naked, not naked, but I may well dance around in the thunderstorm in just my bra and skirt. Yeah, because that's something I really like to do, especially in a thunderstorm. I love it. So hopefully, if it's dark later and the thunderstorms start happening this evening, then I'll be able to go and do that. So yeah, that's my plan. That is my plan. And I'll be singing, take me dancing naked in the rain, feel it washing over me. Hey. That is what I'll be singing every single time that I do that. I love doing it. I don't get to do it very often because invariably the last time it thunderstormed, I think the neighbours' kids were out at the bedroom window looking at the thunder and lightning, and I was like, damn it. Good evening to Ed. Hello, my darling. Good evening to you. I know you love this weather. You love this weather. You would just be out in the sun. You are like, don't take this the wrong way, my darling, but you are like our dog Ruby, right? Ruby, the minute it gets sunny, you let her out for a wee and she doesn't come back in. She doesn't escape. She just finds the sunniest spot and then just sits there like this, while her ears cook. Her ears crunch, they go crunchy, they crisp up. That is how, and she would just happily sit there all day and let her ears go crunchy. She loves the sun, does Ruby. So we have to go out and get her and literally bring her back in. Bring her back in. It's a nightmare. We have to trick her with treats. I know, very Halloweeny. We have to go, come on, come and get one of these, which is a lot easier these days. But anyway, it is you. Yep, that is exactly when you're sat out there toasty and you're like starting to frizzle and bits are going so crispy they're like charred. It's like the end of a joint of beef or something when you've had it in the oven for hours. Like when it gets to that point on your ears, do you then come back in, Patricia, or do you just go, oh, just another 5 minutes? Because Ruby would go, oh, I just sit here till the sun goes down. It's fine. Come in, get a drink of water, go back out again. That's what she does. But yes, anyway, I will use the storm water. If we get a good storm, I will use the storm water. I absolutely do. I do it a lot. In fact, I've got a hex breaking to do. So yes, it got put off this week because I crashed out on Monday. Caramelized Patricia. Yeah, do you want some fried onions on your hot dog? No, I'm caramelized Patricia. I'm stuck. Could you imagine? I don't know why for some reason, Patricia, caramelized Patricia makes me think of like a toffee apple, you know, where it's just you're stuck in one position. You're like, no, I can't move. Anywho, enough. Oh, is it Mother's Day in the US? It's Mother's Day in the US. Good evening, Melinda Brown. Good morning, good afternoon. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Happy Mother's Day to the American moms. We had ours. When was ours? I can't remember. It was a while back. Since mine's been gone, you know what I mean? I do buy her 2 Mother's Day cards every year. One that says mummy and then one that's got like a proper nice verse. But yes, happy Mother's Day if you are celebrating that there in that there America. Oh, and in Canada. Oh, well done to you as well. I love getting to know where people are from. So spiritual inspiration is from Canada. I know very little about Canada, apart from Brett the Hitman Hart is from there. Anyway, let's have a look at what we're doing today, everybody. So if you are new to this channel, then we are going to start doing a tarot round very, very shortly, okay? Before I do, there are some, what's it called? Some thingies. Some housekeeping. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to say. There is some housekeeping to do on this channel. So first of all, tarot is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, you do make all your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. I am none of those professionals in those areas, right? I'm not. It hates me. No. It behooves me. No. It grates me. There we go. It grates on me to admit I am not a professional in any of those areas, because I think I am. Somewhere in the back of my head is the knowledge that, oh, yes, Lisa, you can tell other people what is wrong with them and their sicknesses because you are obviously medically trained. No, I'm not. Definitely not. Or, yes, Lisa, because you watched that LA Law when you were a child and now you watch the famous Emily D. Baker on the YouTubes, that definitely means that you are here to give out legal advice, even though she's in America and LA Law was in America with a completely different legal system. But yes, of course, I am able to give legal advice. No, I'm not. I am not a professional in those areas. So also, if you want help in those areas, don't ask a bloody tarot reader on the interwebs. Don't sit there and think, oh, I really need to sort out Dad's will. I know, I'll wait until I find a mysterious tarot reader that's going live on the interwebs. Don't do that. Go and get it sorted. You know, mundane before magical. Also, you've got to be 18 years of age or over to get a reading on this channel. That's just YouTube's rules. And because I don't want anybody's parents giving me grief. Do you know what I mean? I don't need your mum and dad coming in on the interwebs, giving me a load of grief, telling me that I predicted that you would get all your exams right and you didn't, and how I'm you know, this, that, and the other. There's already many reasons that people don't like me on the internet. Being a gobby trans woman of a certain age who's into spirituality and witchcraft and tarot, like, trust me, I get enough abuse. I don't need to be told that I am trying to send, I don't know, Karen and Darren's children to Hogwarts, because obviously I am giving them advice from the other side. I don't need any of that, right? So that's why you got to be 18 years of age or over. And of course, please do remember, don't dox yourself on the internet. Don't put your personal information out there. I have been known, maybe in the early days, to unbox an item and to unbox it with the address label right there. Oh, here we go. Unbox the item. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do what I do. Learn from my mistakes. And also, whatever you put into the chat is there for life, okay? It's there until we are all dust blowing in the ether. It is there until the planet probably explodes, because Google and other search engines, I can't think of it, Bing, is that still around? Is Bing still a thing? Anyway, all of those search engines, and they all follow what we do. We all know that. Every time we log on, there's somebody somewhere logging in and recording that fact, and they can find it out, right? Just don't do it. Don't put things out there that in 10 years time the FBI are going to want to come knocking on your door for. It's not worth it. Or your boss, and especially if you're having an affair with your boss's wife or your boss's husband, don't put that on the interwebs, unless you're doing it purposefully. Anyway, enough said. Shut up, Lisa. I am rabbiting on. So what we need to do on this channel to get a reading, there are two ways that you can get a reading on this channel. Okay, the first way is to wait until I open a round, and when I do so, you can then request a reading by sending a super chat. That comes directly through to a different part of the system here on the interwebs, and that then allows me to see it in a different way. Or you can wait until I open a round and get yourself a free tarot reading. The way to do that is to wait until until I open up a round, and then pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. Now, we do actually have a super chat in already, so I'm going to read that one first, and then we'll open up a free round. Okay, let me just have a wee look. So I've just seen in the comments, toffee apples are very sweet and tasty, says Patricia, but will break your teeth. Are you trying to tell me something? You're very sweet and tasty, but you don't take no mess. That's probably it. Thank you, Ed, my darling. They should really get shared by what? They should really get shared. The holidays standard all over the world. Well, you see, that didn't work with a metric system, did it, Melinda? You know what I mean? The rest of the world, let's just call them out. The rest of the world, the metric system. The United States, imperialism. They just went, oh yeah, kilos and centimeters. Oh no, we're not going to do that. The rest of the world did. But then again, we do drive on the wrong side of the road. So, whatever. So then let's have a look. I'm going to come start reading for Code Deb. So Code Deb, my darling. Code Deb was very quick off the mark, sent in a super chat 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes into it without all me waffle and nonsense. So Code Deb, you will be coming up very, very soon, my darling. You're going to be the first person that I read for tonight. Before I do, I'm going to hit this magic button, put away the old keyboard and everything, and I will be ready for you in about 37 seconds. There we go. Magically, as that played, look, a wind came along and just blew my hair into place to make it look a little bit better. Yes, that is a thing that genuinely happened. I didn't just grab the hairbrush quickly. Anyhow, so then we're going to do a reading for the lovely Code Deb. So Code Deb is a friend of the channel, been here for a while, and if you are new here, you may not know how the tarot works on this channel. So I'm going to show you. First thing we do is we change the camera. So here we go with our lovely, again, slightly off position this week. there's me watch. Maybe put that on my wrist. Anyway, that's our set down view, top down view. And what I am doing is I will use the magic bell to cleanse the space. And then I bring in Wispy, who is the air elemental dragon that I work with. So Wispy is literally a egregore servitor tulpa type creation. One of my 5 dragons that match the 5 elements. And if you want to know more about Wispy, do please have a little look down in the description box, because Wispy, there's a page break. Just before that, there is a link to the podcast that me and Neil did all about my dragons. So go and investigate that. So then what we do on this channel is I shuffle the cards and then read for each person in turn. Now, when you do send a super chat like Code Deb did, you do get a longer reading. And also 10% of all the monies that we make here on this channel go to each of the 2 bladder cancer charities that helped me out in the last couple of years, which is Fight Bladder Cancer and Bladder Cancer UK. So they helped me go through when I was going through it. So yes, right then. So Wispy, we're bringing you in, my darling. Code Deb wants to know, will she stick to her fitness goals for May through to August? Will Code Deb stick to her fitness goals from May to August? Let's have a look. So then, I love how it's a question that you yourself don't even know. You're not quite sure about. You're setting those goals, but you're not quite sure. I love that. So then we're going to go with, this is a very big deck by the way. I have to be careful how I say that. There we go. That's the drop. This is the Poppy Palin Everyday Enchantment deck, and it is stunning. So then, Deb, we're going with where you are right now. Ooh, 6 of Cups reversed. Where what you need to know. The 6 of Coins. Okay, and what your future opportunity is like. So there we go. The 9 of Coins reversed. And then let's look at the connections. So between the 6 and the 6, we have the Knight of Blades. Between the 6 and the 9 of Coins, we have the Death card. Now, this does not mean what it says on the tin. This is not death, right? This is not saying that somebody is going to pass away, somebody is going to snuff it. This is not talking about that. It is talking about a significant change, a new chapter, a new opportunity that everything will change, a transitional time, right? Do not think that this card means that somebody is going to pass. It doesn't. And then this is your root card of everything. We've got the King of Cups. Right then, my darling. So let's have a look. The 6 of Cups. What does Cups represent? Cups is all about emotion. So Cups is saying that and this was reversed, actually. So this was reversed, and then we've pulled it upright. So Cups is about the emotions, okay? Positive emotions, fun, love, laughter, all of those things that we like. However, the 6 is about community. This being reversed is saying that actually, I don't know whether this is a decision that you are making on your own and something you are going to do by and for yourself, because it's saying it's almost saying that you've said, you know what, sod it. I need, look at that. I've just put this on and it's saying battery low. Anyway, it's almost like you're saying, sod it. I'm not going to wait and join a fitness class. I'm going to do this on my own. Or, you know, I might not like doing the class I'm doing, but I'm doing it for me, not for, you know, whatever it is. Or it is something like that. Do you know what I mean? This is for you. This fitness goals isn't for anybody else. It's not for, you know, a partner or a family member going, oh, you put a few pounds on. No, this is just for you. And I like that fact because it means that you're more likely to keep it going. The fact that the 6 is also quite a celebratory card. Again, when it's coming up reversed, it almost feels like it's, you know, this is going to be tough, especially during the hottest months. And you know, this is going to be, you know, something that you if you commit to is going to take a lot of work. And it's not going to be something that is immediately fun, but you'll get the benefit at the end because the 6 is reversed. So it's saying, yeah, you will have a celebration, but later. It's not time for that yet. The 6 of Coins came up with the what you need to know. Now, the 6 of Coins is quite often seen as charitable. So it's being charitable to a group of people, or being charitable to, you know, others. Now, this can often be seen because coins represents work, career, and finances. It can often be thought that this is just financial aid, but this doesn't have to be. This is saying maybe it's somebody that you can help in their fitness goals. Maybe there's somebody that you can help, you know, get off the couch and start these things for the first time. It feels like that might be something that you are, you know, maybe able to do in your friendship group or your family group. Even at the moment, it might be surprising to you that that's something you can actually help with. Where you're headed with this, we've got the 9 of Cups reversed. Now, the 9 of Cups, for me, as you've heard me say hundreds of times, the 9 is full, the 10 is overflowing. So this is really saying this is when your cup is full. Things are going to feel really like you've achieved something. It is reversed though, so it is saying that I don't necessarily think if your goal is to win first place at things, you know, maybe not look at that so much. Maybe you need to have a look at, you know, getting fitter or breaking your own records rather than somebody else's. Do you know what I mean by that? But it is still the 9 of Coins. It does feel like there is going to be an expense issue as you go through. Maybe whether that is, you know, the cost of the gym or new trainers or whatever it is, it does feel like there are going to be some cost issues involved as you go. So just be aware of that. Linking the 6 of Coins to the 6 of, sorry, Cups to the 6 of Coins, we've got the Knight of Blades. Blades is swords in other suits. In this deck, it represents, well, in all decks, it represents for me challenges, trouble and strife, hurdles sent, all of those things. You can see here that this person is getting bangs cut into their hair, and they are not sure. And this this barber is just going for it. They are just absolutely going for it. They haven't really consulted the client, and you can see the look on her face here. Now, for me, what this is indicating, knights are the ones that act first, think later. So there is something here connecting this idea of doing it on your own to then doing it in a group that may well be a bit of a foolish jump, if that makes sense. So if there's something you want to do and you end up kind of looking at paying for groups and paying for, you know, what's it called, fitness trainers and things like that, I think there's something there you need to be really mindful of, because this Knight card is basically saying you could very easily get misled. So be careful, right? Don't go down the route of, oh, I'm going to sign up with a gym membership for 3 months at this price, and then they jack the price up. Be very mindful of that. Linking the charitable card with the 9 of Cups, 9 of Coins, with that sort of veiled success card, we do have the Death card. Now, again, it's reversed. So I'll tell you what this card normally relates to. It normally relates to transitions, times of deep change, closing a book, opening the next book, closing a chapter, starting again, turning that page. These are all things that this card is related to. It's talking about, you know, butterflies and snakes are often involved with this, and sometimes spiders. Anything that sheds its skin and moves forward is associated with the Death card. It can also mean, when it's reversed, it could be, my darling, that something comes along a little bit further down the line that means you have to change this plan or this goal, okay, and fundamentally change it. So again, I don't know whether that would be related to moving house suddenly, or, you know, a change in financial ability, or a change in work hours, or something that might come up and get in the way. It really does feel like that change is going to happen before the rest of your goals are met or finalized. So I really do think that. And then the King of Cups is coming in at the very base. This is the root of it. And the kings normally are authority figures, so they could be father figures, boss figures, husbands, partners, anything like that. You can see here it says I heart dad. It's that sort of vibe, and Cups is all about those really, really positive emotions. So again, this is talking about somewhere here at the base of it, either a father or father figure, somebody older is going to help you. This is a really positive card. It's upright. It's almost like if you are getting a physical trainer, then that person's going to be a little bit older and have that sort of relationship with you. Not a father-child relationship, but you know what I mean? They're going to have that proud of you. Oh, look what you've achieved now. Oh, wow. Your stabilizers have come off your bike. Yoo-hoo. This has now happened. Woohoo. They're going to really celebrate your successes. It really does feel, in all honesty, that you'll be going through, and about midway on this journey, this death card is going to come in. Something is going to happen that you have to transition the goal. Okay, the goal needs to be changed about halfway through this. So I don't know whether that is, oh, I'm able to run a marathon now, let's do a marathon instead of a 10k. Whatever it is, it feels like there is going to be a shift happening before the end of August, before this time period ends, because basically what you've got is you've got the 6 of coins coming in here, 6 of cups, confusing, coming in here with this almost not really sure you're wanting to do things, then signing up and going for it, or making that decision and going for it. But you're going to have to monitor that hurdle, because again, that decision is going to almost come back a little bit. So you need to make sure it's the right choice. Then getting some advice, which leads to changing that set of goals, which leads to an outcome which is good and strong and positive, but not what you're expecting because of that reversal. Hopefully, my darling, that makes some sense. It does feel overall that your goals are going to be achieved. It might just not be the goals that you've set yourself right now. It might be slightly different goals by the time you get to August. Hopefully that helps, my darling. Thank you ever so much. Oh, let me just get that second monitor. There we go. Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that helps. But again, thank you ever so much, Codeb, for your question, and thank you for your donation. Right, I'm going to click on to the live chat. Let me just change camera. Here we go. Let's have a look in the chat and see if Deb has commented anything. You're getting ready to go out for Mother's Day. Lovely. Have a lovely day. You're closing the book on your unfit pandemic era. Oh my God, my darling, go for it. Absolutely go for it. I am just doing this lifestyle change with the Nightshade family of vegetables, and I am absolutely in the process as we speak of getting used to a completely different way of thinking about food, and that's having a knock-on effect to me not wanting to eat sugar. And at the moment we have some vegan sausage rolls in the fridge, and we need to eat them. So yeah, I do definitely need to be very mindful of the gluten involved, and make these changes myself. And also I am trying very hard to get back into some physical sort of ability, but at the moment the fibro is kicking my ass, but I'm trying, which is the good part. Anyway, you're about to spend a fortune on a home treadmill. Yep. The coins, my darling, the 9 of coins. Yep, money. But your goals will be good. Your goals, you'll be fine. Okay, you will be absolutely fine. Yeah, I'm glad that helps, my darling. I am very, very, very glad that helps, and I'm glad that you are doing your wonderful things. Oh, well done, Holland. You finished your virtual bike trip around Dublin today. So you've been doing some cycling, but not enough. Listen, a virtual bike trip around Dublin, that's not a small space. That's not a small space. That is still very, very good. Anyway, right, let's have a wee look. So if you are new here, how do you get yourself a reading? It's dead simple. There are 2 ways. The first way is to go ahead and pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question when I open up a free round. Okay, and then whoever's on can post their questions and I will pick one of those at random. However, if you want to queue jump like Codeb just did, you can send it as a super chat. That comes through automatically on a whole different screen, and that is a lot easier for me. And it also means that by donating, you also help the channel survive, and also you do help 2 UK bladder cancer charities that I do support. So just in case you didn't get all of that, I am officially opening a round, and this is how you get a channel reading, tarot reading, sorry, on this channel. Yes, indeed. Okay. And so it looks like we have no. Oh, there we go. I knew there would be one popping in. I was just waiting. Spiritual inspiration. Hello, my darling. You are the only person that sent one for this round. So you automatically get, Rabina. I was just saying, my darling, I was just saying that spiritual inspiration was the only person when you jumped in as well. Well, you know what that means, everybody. If you are a regular here, you will know that when we get 2 readings in a free round, the only way to settle it can be one of 2 things. We can either do a duel to the death, or probably a little bit simpler, we can do one of these. Oh, hang on, let me just take the comment off the screen. Or a little bit simpler is that we can do one of these. So what the heck is a talisman toss? Well, basically the clue is in the title. We toss a talisman. No laughing at the back, please. This is serious business. So what we do when there's 2 readings, the first person, the first question gets the heads. So in this case, the first person, the first question, which is spiritual inspiration, you get the sigil. Okay. Now in this case, the sigil is for spirit. So that's a good connection, maybe. Rabina Sahonta, my darling, you get the writing version. So you get the Witch Casket logo, because this is where these came from, and the word spirit. Okay. And then we toss the talisman. It's very simple. We always toss it front side up or sigil side up. And then whoever wins the toss gets the question. Okay. I put my arm there to stop it rolling on the floor because it doesn't count when it's on the floor. So you ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. And actually, look at that. It's come up on the word side, so on the writing side. So that means Rabina Sahonta, my darling. Rabina, you are the one that gets the next question. So thank you for both of you for putting questions in. Spiritual inspiration, do me a favor. Select and copy your question and have it on hand for when we are able to open up the next round. Okay, so then you can just copy them and paste it, or Control V or whatever it is. You can just paste it directly in. Excuse me. I'm good with this technology stuff. Honestly, I am young. I understand computers and things. I do. I'm not turning into my grandmother. Go. Right. Do not touch that any further, Lisa. I was trying to straighten things up on the thing, but I think it's actually this. And the last time I did this, I turned everything off. So we're just going to leave it as is. Computer. No. Thank you. Wispy.
You're welcome.
Wispy. Rabina wants to know what are Mr. Akhlaq Hussein's thoughts or feelings about me. So what are Mr. Hussein's thoughts and feelings about Rabina? Ooh. This sounds interesting, Rabina. It sounds like there's a backstory. So then let's have a wee look. Okay, Melinda. Bye-bye, my darling. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Bye, Melinda. I'm on the wrong screen. There we go. I'm on the one that I can't see anything now. So then here we go. Wispy, what are Mr. Akhlaq? I'm really bad with pronunciations. Hussein's thoughts or feelings about Rabina. Oh, look at that. It went straight to there. So then that's the one on top. These cards are so big, but I love them so much. They're just so difficult to work with. Right then, my darling, let's go. So we've got the where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunity to come is. And let's have a look. So, ooh, right, my darling. So where you are right now, we've got the Ace of Coins. So a new start is needed, or a new start is happening. A new project, some sort of new build, a new venture, something like that. Now you can see here, this lovely builder has a sprite on one shoulder, another sprite over there. We've got lots of lovely bugs and things. None of that matters. It's all about starting. So you can see this person is starting to build the wall Is this a house? Is it just a garden wall? Is it an extension? Nobody knows, but they're starting a new project. And this is what the aces represent, is that new start. Coins represents work, career, or finances, or long-term projects that are to do with growth in some way, because the coins is the matching element in the tarot is the earth element. So this could be about putting down roots, so it could be about housing and things like that, but it's more than likely that this is about starting something new that has long-term potential or long-term growth. Okay, so bear that in mind. So there is definitely a new something on the horizon, or something here that's for the longer term. However, we've got in the what you need to know, we've got the 4 of Cups. Now, Cups is your emotional suit. So this is the one that deals with all of the lovely love, friendship, all of that. But this is, or was, reversed. Now, the 4 of Cups, you can see if it was this way round, it's talking about things are so normal, so stable, so everything, that this person is just in a bit of a rut. They've sat here, they've drunk their coffee, spilt it, which I'm not very happy about, but they've also got their water, but their friend is here offering something else, and they are oblivious. Things are so much same old, they are oblivious. Yours came up reverse, my darling. This oblivion, this staleness, this stability becomes stale. It becomes stagnant. So what you need to know, you need to do this because the energy around you right now from your emotional side is very stagnant. Now, bearing in mind that this is looking at Mr. Hussein's thoughts about you, I don't know whether, this is something that may have been going on for a while, and it would be maybe he's getting bored, or he's very, not plugged in, not engaged in things at the moment, or whether it's something where this is telling us, look, this is kind of where you are, and this is the new start that you need, perhaps with Mr. Hussein. The issue I have is this last card, and this is the opportunity, the future card, my darling, and this is the 10 of Blades, the 10 of Swords. Now you can literally see, look how scary this card looks. You've got a person here, you've got a cat here that's scratched. Even the sprite here seems to be digging in. You've got a blade of some sort, a broken bottle. There's a vampire bat. You've got all of these sharpened points coming in, the barbed wire, the jagged sort of metal things that they put up on walls now. You've even got nettles getting into the equation. And there, look, even you've got stinging nettles stood around in the background. The 10 of Blades is such a strong negative, such a deeply strong negative card. The Blades is all about challenges anyway. And a challenge is great. A challenge, something to overcome, you learn from, you move on, you either don't do that again or you do it again. You've learned your experience. Isn't life great? When we get to the 10, this is overflowing. This feels like Mr. Hussein is either really angry with you or really disappointed. There's like, I think there's a massive, it's almost like you've met your arch enemy. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know whether that is being expressed, because these 2 other cards do feel a little bit, this new start is the concern, because both of these other cards, the what you need to know is quite negative, and definitely the opportunity card is quite negative as well, Rabina. And you know full well, I won't tell you that Mr. Hussein's an amazing person who's deadly in love with you if that isn't the case. But it really does feel here that this is going to be, if it's something where you two spend time together, it feels like you're going to come off either feeling attacked or feeling under pressure, always having to meet, always having to exceed expectations, always feeling kind of like the victim here, because it really does look like that's exactly what's happening. The 10s are overflowing. So this is an overflow of being tested. This is like beyond breaking point. So please be careful, my darling. Wispy, I want one more card, and you've got to manifest it to the top. I want one more card for Rabina to say, is this opportunity fixed? Or if I tell you what, this is the question, Wispy. If Rabina completely now does a 180 or whatever and stays away from Mr. Hussein, has no contact, if that's possible, is this still an outcome card? Ooh, the Hierophant reversed. Right. Okay. It feels like it will be a different situation. So the Hierophant is basically the guru, the leader, the papal leader, the church leader, the imam, the Buddhist monks. That is what the Hierophant represents. As you can see here, lots of religious things, but this is also somebody who is in judgment, who stands in judgment of other people. And the negative side is, you can see here, it's almost like a school teacher. So this element of, will things, if you had no contact with Mr. Hussein, would things still turn out like this? Would there still be this anger? I don't think there would, but it would still, there is still some connection you've got with Mr. Hussein that is leading to an overall negative feeling moving forward if you have contact. And I would just be very careful of that, my darling. It doesn't feel positive, his thoughts or feelings, put it that way. It doesn't feel positive. And with that, my darling, I'm so sorry that it's not loves and hearts and fluffy bunnies and rainbows and unicorns. But my darling, that is the reading that the cards are giving me. And so that is your reading for tonight. I'm so sorry if that isn't what you wanted to hear. But as I always say, it's the guidance you need, not necessarily the answers you want. But yeah, thank you ever so much. Right then, let me just have a look in the comments section. Right, oh, there we go. Yep. Everyone's saying goodbye to Melinda. Since today is Mother's Day in the States, I have a question for all of you horror fans. Would you rather have Norma Louise Bates as a mother or Pamela Voorhees? Pamela Voorhees, absolutely 100%. Yeah, Pamela Voorhees for me. Hopefully that makes sense, Rabina. Thank you very much. Margaret White from Carrie. Yeah, that's also another bad mother. Well, Pamela Voorhees technically wasn't a bad mother, was she? She wasn't a bad mother. She loved Jason so much that when he was drowned by the camp counselors, going up and having the sex at the camp in the woods, she went a bit berserk and came back and killed them all the following year. So it's not that she was a bad mum. She didn't set Jason up for that. And when he came back, he was a zombie. So, you know. Anyway, right, let's have a wee look. So does you definitely wouldn't want Norma Bates. I know, right? Who would want Norma Bates? Hello properly, says Ed. Good evening, my darling. I hope you're doing well. I really do. Hello to Ed. How is it where you are? What's the photo, Ed? Hang on. What's the photo? Oh, it's Charlie Cat. No, is that right? Charlie Cat? My brain's just gone numb because so many of my friends have black cats now. I am completely agog. Also, we seem to be down to 5 viewers. We were at 15 2 seconds ago. So, yay. You see what you've done, Nanette? Asking about horror things. Everybody's just gone, oh, no, run away. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You know, we're some of us are horror heads right here. I'm going to put my hair up, everybody. I'm so sorry, but it really is annoyingly warm here. So I'm just going to ponytail it for now. And which side is it going? It's going that way now, isn't it? Yes. There we go. Anyway, hopefully that's not too annoying. You don't want Norma Bates as a mother. No, I know. Do you know who else would be a bad mother? Nancy's mum from Nightmare series, because she drinks all the way through, and then when she does listen to Nancy, she ends up turning into a mannequin at the end of the film, which is not a good look. Not a good look. Oh, it's been big raindrops on the way home. So the storm is coming. Bring the storm. talking about storms, I know I will talk about tarot again in just a second. Has anybody been watching X-Men 97? Oh my effing goodness. It is brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. Morticia Adams as a mum, that would be good. Also, Lily Munster. Lily Munster as a mum. Morticia Adams has, the thing with Morticia Adams, she's got a certain kind of, she almost wants her children to be like her, whereas I've just said her name, Lily Munster, is completely accepting. Look at what she does with the cousin that's like completely normal looking, and she thinks the cousin is absolutely horrific looking, but she accepts her anyway. I love that. I love that. You would marry Morticia. I could see that. I could see that. You'd rather have a Morticia Adams as well. Yeah, but that not neither of you two are talking as a mother, are you? You you're not talking. You want Morticia Adams as a mom. No, you want Morticia Adams as a bedtime partner. Yes, I can imagine. Yeah, it's a good pick. A good pick. Okay, then. So while it's a bit quiet, quickly, let's pick our favorite horror mum. Who would my favorite horror mum be? Oh, it could be Jamie Lee Curtis in the new Halloween series, where she's actually, oh no, because she was a crap mum. She was talking about she was all about the guns and the protection, wasn't she? Maybe not that then. Maybe not that. How about if it's pushing horror, but I would still call this a horror sci-fi film. But Sarah Connor from Terminator 2, not the best mum in the world, but then she would teach you how to survive a nuclear attack and all of that. So yeah, maybe that, or any vampire mum, that would be great. Anyway, let's have a look. So if anybody is here and is wanting a tarot reading, let's get back onto track. Oh, hang on. You tried watching Baby Reindeer today. Could not watch as it's filmed in the dark, so I cannot see it. Oh, God. I haven't heard of it. I feel like I've vaguely seen something about it somewhere. Cannot remember what it is. And I spent last night as a chill down, relaxy thing, watching the featurette items from the DVD of Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. Yeah, I didn't put the DVD on. It was on the YouTubes, in my defense, and I sat and watched that until I fell asleep. So yeah, but anyway, let's have a round. If anybody is wanting a tarot reading, how would you get a tarot reading on this channel? It's dead simple. If you want to guarantee yourself a reading, go ahead and send your question as a super chat, or you can you can enter and enter the contest, if you like, for a reading by sending your question in the live chat to popping your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. If you do that, I will grab one of the questions from everybody who submits one and choose that at random. So yes, let me know if that's what you want to do. Send a super chat if you want to guarantee you are next. And as always, I will pop a little video on screen right now, just in case you didn't understand my mixed up description then, because that was a bit rubbish. Right then, I'll have a little look in their live chats. Ed is talking about Janeway, and I don't think you're talking about Janeway as a mother, are you really? Because yeah, not good. She does mother 7 of 9, but she did leave her lizard kids with brain fart, with the guy, can't remember, with the guy, she left the lizard babies on a planet. She did. You're quite right. Yes. So there's one question in I've just seen, and that is for spiritual inspiration. Hurrah! You got your question in. You were the only one. Tom Paris. Oh my God! Thank you very much. My brain is not braining, but yes. Oh God! If we're talking Star Trek, then obviously the only mum I would want would be Beverly Picard, because I think Beverly Picard was amazing, even though she never changed her name to Beverly Picard. I think she should have done. But yeah, or who else would I want as a mother? Luoxana Troy. There you go. A mum that would take you to the bubbling mud pits of a particular planet, and also have multiple weddings where she is naked when she is a middle-aged plus woman. Amazing. Anywho, let's go for spiritual inspiration, my darling. I am going to answer your question straight after this little 6-second doodad. Yes, indeed. Right, let me have a look. So then, your question is, oh, before I do, I need to ring the bell. Oh, leg cramps. There we go. Hopefully I caught it in time. You always like Spock's mum, Mr. Lynn. Which one, Amanda or the stepmom in Next Generation? Anyway, I don't know. Look at us talking about Trek stuff. Star trekking across the universe. She did hit on Picard, but you know, she can't be blamed for that because he is a very sexy older man. Anyway, right, let me come out of the chat comments. Otherwise, I will get incredibly distracted. There we go. Question: will I get a raise for the multiple jobs I am doing? Hopefully. If you're doing multiple jobs, spiritual inspiration, then hopefully, my God. Right, let's have a look. Look, there was a God, not a gosh. There you go. See? Let's have a look. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we were just chatting in the members only about my vocabulary and how things have changed. So let's do the usual. We're going to cleanse the space, bring in Wispy, and go through it. So Wispy, spiritual inspiration wants to know, will they get a raise for the multiple jobs they are doing? Will they get a raise for the multiple jobs they are doing? Let's have a look and see what you've got to say. That didn't quite spin. Nearly, Wispy, nearly. One more shuff round. 1, 2, 3 shuffs, and the last shuff. There we go. So then, let's move the microphone so I can actually see the cards over the top of it. So, will you get a raise for the multiple jobs? Let's have a look. There you go. That's the cut. It's really hard to do the cut with these cards. So then, let's have a look, my darling. Where you are right now, 9 of cups. Okay, it is reversed. Interesting. What you need to know. Oh, the 8 of blades and the outcome. There you go. Right. So, oh gosh, 1 second, everybody. I am going to have to stand up in a second. So, in the 9 of cups position, I'll tell you what. Let me just try. As long as I don't knock anything over. There we go. So then, in the 9 of cups position, the 9 of cups is a really positive card. Okay, so this is where you are now. And the 9 of cups is talking about a celebration. It's talking about lots of love being around. A really nice, vibrant card. You can see here, full of loving, warm energy and people having a good time. This is reversed. So I do think it's maybe something that you see is for other people. So maybe there's a financial element to this. Maybe you're looking at a raise for a holiday or a celebration or a wedding or something like that. Because this is kind of what's playing on your mind. So it does seem that, yes, there is a lot of positive vibes and positive sort of party type situation that you're wanting. However, because it's reversed, it doesn't feel like you're getting that right now, if that makes sense. So it's almost like you need the raise for that reason. You know, you need it to be able to progress forward. In the where you are right now, or what you need to know, sorry, we've got the 8 of blades. Now, blades is swords in other decks, and you can see here this person is frazzled. They're on their last nerve. You can see we've got is that the cat? What's that there? What's that there? Oh, it's a sprite. There you go. I can see it now. So we've got the sprite here who's messing around. We've got the dog howling. We've got the baby crying. You've got a lot of noise and aggression, and you've got all of this going on, staring out the window, no feeling like they can't escape. The 8 of blades is one of those cards. 8s are all about continuing the journey towards the 9, and blades is about trouble, strife, and challenges. Now, in this case, that is literally saying it feels like you're going through it right now. You are working your ass off. You are being hit from every which angle. You are being hit with sort of difficult challenges that you are having to meet and having to fulfill. And it does feel you're doing that, but whether that means you're being financially paid what you're worth or not is a whole other question. However, this ends in the opportunity position with the 10 of coins. Now, the 10 of coins is very much about money, work, career, finances. So in this case, that is, money fits this, what you're talking about with your question. But this is a time, as you can see, this is like a Christmassy thing. So it could be the end of the year that this is all going to come off for you, or it could be that this is coming and it's going to feel like Christmas, because it does that. So 10s, I always say, are overflowing. 9 is full, 10 is overflowing. And this feels like it's almost like you're going from famine to feast. So it's like you're not going to get any bonuses. And then all of a sudden, actually, here's your bonus for this. Here's a raise for that. Here's a back pay for that. Here's this, that, and the other. So it does feel that actually in the long run, you are going to get properly compensated. Oh my gosh, for what you are doing and for the work that you're doing. It just doesn't feel necessarily that that's going to happen immediately. It does feel like, I don't think it is Christmas time, but it does feel maybe a month or so away, a month, 6 weeks away. It doesn't feel like that's coming up immediately. But I would say certainly by the end of June, it feels like you should have that money in your account to be able to be, the one that provides the sort of the lovely sort of Christmas party and Christmas vibes and to give presents. So hopefully that helps. Spiritual inspiration. It does feel like it's coming. It just might not be quite as quick as that's what, as you were hoping for, put it that way. But anyway, I hope that helps. And thank you ever so much for your question. Right. Let me click on the other camera. Hello. And then I'm going to have to play something and very, 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 very quickly put my foot on a cold something because I have cramp about to go up my leg, and I've just been standing up doing that reading, and it's not quite cold enough here to dispel the cramp. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the channel memberships, and I will be back in about, let me have a look, 30 seconds. There we go. Hopefully that's not going to come back and do anything. Right, let me have a look. In the chat. My darling, it's very rough for me as well on Mother's Day here in the UK. But in the it's a different day. We've got different dates. So it isn't entirely universal, but I do get it. I understand entirely. But listen, to those of you that have lost mothers, to those of you that were never the mother that you wanted to be, or to those of you that just didn't have a very good relationship with yours, just remember that actually Gaia is technically your earth mother. She is, apparently. So you can choose her instead if you want to. I like Gaia because she was played by not Whitney Houston. Oh my God, Whoopi Goldberg. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's with your powers combined. I am Captain Planet. Captain Planet. He's a hero. Gonna turn pollution down to zero. So yeah, Captain Planet's Gaia was played by Whoopi Goldberg, and she was like the Earth Mother. So you can always have the Earth Mother for a mother if you didn't get on with yours, or yours has passed, or you just fancy swapping for a day. Why not? Why not? Anyway, let me have a look. It helps. Yes. What? I've missed something. The Waxana Troy. Yes, that was Majel Barrett Roddenberry, who was Gene Roddenberry's wife and widow. She was the voice of the computer. In fact, she's right here.
Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
Absolutely.
Accessing library computer data.
Absolutely. There we go. That's who she is. And she was also she was in lots of things, Majel Barrett, in her acting days. So yes. Yeah, I'm glad we're cheering you up as well. Do you like talking the Star Trek things? Because we can always, if you really want to. No, I was about. Do you know what? I can't even for the lovely Mr. Lynn, even though you are a member, and even though you have been supporting the channel before the YouTube members, even for you, my darling, I can't pull out the Star Trek Next Generation tarot deck. It's so bad. It's so bad. Even for you, I can't pull that deck out. And the Roxana is in it, and I can't pull it out because it's so terrible. It breaks my heart every time I think about it. Every single time I think about it. So, yes. Right then, I know now, Mother's Day, Father's Days, all of those things, I am always a little bit, because, you know, both of them have passed for me. But anyway, we are our own family here. We are the chosen family. I will be your, if you are young, I will be your house mother. Okay. Is that what they say? Is that a drag thing, or was that a Harry Potter thing? I can't remember. I'll be your adopted mum. However, if you are a bit older like me, then you could choose Patricia to be your adopted mum. Or if you're the same age as Patricia, then you can maybe use the Virgin Mary as our adopted mum, because, you know, I'm joking, Patricia. I'm joking. But yeah, you can have us as adopted mums if you want. We don't mind, do we, Patricia? We'll take on all the adopted kids. Yep. You can adopt us and send us presents at Christmas and birthdays and Mother's Days and all of that. And we will sit there and be grumpy and expect breakfast in bed. I think that's a fair deal. Anyway, right, my darling, you've got 4 statues of Gaia. Do any of them happen to look like the figure that was portrayed in Captain Planet? He's a hero. Because I loved the depiction of Gaia in that, voiced by Whoopi Goldberg. Amazing. Anywho, let's have another round. Does anybody want a tarot reading? That is what we're here for. I know, right? We are talking all things Star Trek.
Incoming
transmissions. We have been talking about all sorts of bits and pieces tonight in between readings. We have been talking about horror films. Do I have a horror film sound? I mean, technically, it's the don't forget to hit the subscribe button and dong your bell sound, which is your reminder to do just that. However, that works. I think that works for horror. Does it work for horror? Yeah, that'll work for horror. And also, what else have we chatted about today? Lots of random stuff. But yes, if you would like a tarot reading, go ahead, do the thing. I'm opening the next round now. Go ahead and do the thing. Send your question as part of a super chat, or you can put it in the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will choose one of those at random. That's all you've got to do. If you would like a free reading, stick it in the live chat. If there's only one question in there today, then you'll grab that space. If there's multiple questions in, I will pick one of those at random. If you send it as a super chat, you will automatically be first cab off the rank, so you will get the next reading unless I get more than one super chat. If that happens, I do them in the order that they came in as. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me have a wee look, and I'm going to press the magic button that tells you all about it on a magic video. There we go. It looks like we are very short on readings today. That's not a problem, you know. That is not a problem. Oh, we've got one. I've got one. Mr. Lynn, I will grab your question in just a wee second. Fabulous. I've got yours just popped in at the very last second. Let me just turn the doodah off the doodah. There we go. And let me have a look. I saw this comment. You weren't a very good mother, but make a great grandmother. You're not that old. You're not a great grandmother. Do you know, my grandma, right? When we were kids, when I was a child, my sibling got a card from my grandma that said, to my great granddaughter, and she had misread it. And she literally, as she'd written it, she was like, my granddaughter's so great. She hadn't quite realized that it was a great granddaughter, not a great granddaughter. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's the thing that actually happened in our family, and she didn't really live it down for a long time, and then she died. So she didn't live anything down after that. Anywho, you don't think I'm old enough to be your mum, but maybe I'll adopt you anyway. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Adopted mum is fine. I don't mind that. I will take on that role, as long as you don't mind, you know, an absentee mum who forgets that people exist, because brain. Right then, let's go to Mr. Lynn's question. I'm your beloved complicated niece. Very complicated, but thank you for the beloved and thank you for the niece. That makes me feel very young. Right then, where was I? I've gone completely off track. You see what happens? You see what happens when I am left alone, when there isn't a ton of people asking for readings every 5 seconds. I get so distracted because my brain goes, and starts to relax. And once it starts to relax, we go off tangent. That is a thing. We are now somewhere in the deep grass, way, way, way off of the green. There we go. Got there in the end. You're 4 times a great grandmother. That is amazing. Good evening, Jack Griffith. I hope you're having a great day. I am having a lovely day. Thank you very, very much. Right then, Mr. Lynn, it's your turn for a reading. So we are going to do the usual, and I am going to swap the cameras over. There we go. Look, there's my coffee that I'm slowly getting through today. I actually made it with 80% oat milk. So there's like that much oat milk in it, a bit of hot water and the coffee in the bottom, and then topped up so that I would be able to drink it. Because my God, was it warm. Anywho, let's have a look. So then, Mr. Lim, as always, we ding the bell, we bring in the Wispy. So good evening, Wispy. Mr. Lim would like to know, can they get a general reading for May's outlook? What is coming up in the last 2 and a bit weeks, isn't it? 2 and a bit weeks in May. Yeah, nearly 3 weeks. What's coming up in the next 3 weeks, Wispy? That is what we want to know for Mr. Lynn. So then let's have a look. I'll do one more shuffle round, Wispy. 1. Oh, you almost flipped 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. There we go. Fantastic. So let's do the cut. Obviously, if you were here in person, you would be doing the cut yourself. But there we go. So then let's have a wee look. Let's have a wee look. Let's have a wee look. So a general reading for May. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's have a weekly spread, Wispy. Okay, we're going to do a weekly spread. A general single card for this coming week, and then the following week, and then the last week of May into the first couple of days of June. Right then. So do you know what? Is it just me, or is this year gone incredibly fast? I know we normally say it every year, but like it's already Rufus's birthday, which means mine is around the corner, which means after that we get into July, and then it's like before we know it, it's Halloween. Like, wow. Anywho, right. So Wispy, first card is for this coming week. The 9 of Blades. Okay. The second card is for the second week of the last, almost the last week in May, the King of Coins, and the final week of May in the first 2 days of June, the 8 of Cups. Right there, my darling. So we've got a little bit of negativity, it seems, in the prediction to come. So the 9 of Blades in this coming week, I think there's going to be hassles and hurdles for you to overcome, Mr. Lynn, but it does feel absolutely that you'll get through it, but also that they're not coming from you, right? So this is not something that you're starting, but it feels like it's something you'll have to kind of deal with anyway. Excuse me. So you can see this person here with the lovely purple hair. I am so envious. And they've got the barbed wire. I think that's a tattoo. We've got the pug here. We've got rose thorns. You can see this is sleepless nights. This is what this card is talking about. Look, it's 10 past 10 and they can't sleep. I mean, it 10 past 10 for me is still like I'm just finishing dinner normally, but you know, for some people that's really difficult nighttime sleeping times. So you can see they've opened up the sleeping pills because they are that extremely tired. Now, what I would say about this card is that when it's reversed, it's not saying that the tiredness and the sleepless nights aren't going to happen. It's saying that you're not to blame for them. Excuse me. And it's saying that you're not only are you not to blame for them, but they're not coming from you. So it's not something you're causing, if that makes sense. It's something that is absolutely kind of it's external. It's coming toward, you know what I mean? It's being given to you. It's being planted on your doorstep. It's not something you're creating. So whatever this hurdle is, it's going to feel like a really shitty, tough week to get through. But you will get through it, absolutely. But there will be a couple of sleepless nights. Now, whether that's because, oh my God, it's so hot, or whether that's, I don't think it is. I think it is because of you're not going to be able to sleep because you're worrying about the answers to some problems, some issues, all of that. So just go with it very, very mindfully, very peacefully this week. And if you are up at, 2, 3, 4 a.m., 10 p.m., whatever time of bed you go to, whatever time it is that you go to bed, if you cannot find yourself, if you're sleeping, you cannot find yourself drifting off, if you've got to write, got to sit up and go and write something, then try this. Don't just sit up and grab a book. Get out of bed, go downstairs or go to the lounge or the kitchen or wherever, take a book, write down in it what you're thinking about. So you're in a different room, grab a glass of water, drink some of the water, take that back to bed with you, get yourself back into bed, back under the sheets, but you leave the book in that other room. Because then what you do is, if you still can't sleep and you're still going through it, you just say to yourself, look, I will deal with those issues in the morning. I can't do anything about it now. I'm not going to get back out of bed just to write some more shit in that book. So do you know what? I'll deal with it in the morning. And you just let it slide like that. And hopefully that will help you put it to the back of your mind. If not, just bear in mind that this is only, this isn't going to be long term. It's only for a short period of time. So the second week so that would be up until the 20th. So up until the 19th. So from the 20th to the 26th of May, it's looking like you've actually got a benefactor coming on board. There is somebody here. The King of Coins is a very generous, happy farmer, as you can see here. So the King of Coins, somebody in authority, somebody that has money, somebody that is in control of careers, something like that. So this feels very, very positive. It feels like you could be due for a pay raise, or, you know, a tax rebate, or something along those lines. Some money that you are given or gifted, or something that you should have been paid to you before and now you're getting back pay. Something is happening in that period of time. So in a couple of weeks' time, where it feels like you're going to feel like you're a bit flush, suddenly got some extra cash in your pocket. And yeah, so that's going to be a good thing, because the King of Coins is literally, the king is in his counting house, counting all his money. You can see here the coins are falling from his fingers. He's so rich. He's planting it into the ground. He doesn't care where it scatters. And you can see the lovely bumblebees going along and pollinating all of the plants here. So this is I think this is a very positive omen for that week. Okay, look out for some unexpected money, bonuses, maybe some extra hours at work, whatever it is. It's going to be financially beneficial. And then the last week of May, going into the first couple of days of June, it's going to feel like there's a bit of almost like this is back, these sleepless nights. They're not, but it feels like emotionally you've got a bit of cleaning up to do and a bit of decision making to do, because the 8 of Cups is all about finding a way through to the 9 of Cups, right? Do you go through the open door and continue this journey? Do you stay where you are and you've got to face the washing up? Do you just say, sod it, I'm going to leave this here and I'm going to go off now? Do you wait? These decisions are things you're going to have to come up with at the end of May, Mr. Lynn. So it does feel like there is an emotional connection here. It doesn't feel overly positive, but it feels like it's something you need to work your way through so that you can take that next step. So whether that is healing or closing a space, closing a chapter, moving forward, it feels like that decision and that process is going to be with you at the end of the month. So overall, I don't think May's looking too bad. A few issues to come this week that I think will give you a couple of sleepless nights, but again, try and think about that in a different way. Then we've got a financial or work related bonus of some kind. And then it looks like you've got some decision making to do of the emotional variety. So hopefully that helps. It feels like it's a good rest of the month, but it does feel like there's a few learning curves there for you, my darling. But thank you ever so much for your question. And I do genuinely hope that helps. And yeah, thank you for your question. Right then, let me change the camera again. There we go. And pop back into the live comments. There we go. Let me have a look. So, Ed, you're currently drinking a room temperature beer because you forgot to put it in the fridge. Fair enough. Okay, Nanette. In 4 weeks, it's midsummer. No, it's not. No, it's not. Midsummer is, hang on. So that's 6 weeks away. 6 weeks away, Patricia. His birthday's on the longest day. Okie dokie. So that is 6 weeks away. Thank you, Jack. Happy birthday to Rufus. Thank you. Nanette's back. Lavina. Hello, Lavina. I hope you are well. Annie Kate got to know something about your ex, what he is feeling, and thoughts now. What will happen? What? Oh, okay. Is that your question? Right. Okay, my darling. I haven't opened the round yet, my darling, but bear with. I'm about to. No problem, Mr. Lynn. Thank you very much for your question, and I really genuinely hope that helps. But also, let me know on the it'll be the 2nd of June, the first Sunday in June, when we do that members chat that week. If you're still a member next month, let me know what happened in this 3 weeks, because that would be really interesting. I won't remember the cards because I have learnt over 29 years. I have learnt to not keep cards in my head, not to keep readings kind of fixed, because otherwise it drives me absolutely bonkers. But yeah, let me know though on that week if like how the cards went. That would be really interesting. Right then, let me have a look. Yep, Beyond Doodah. Thank you very much, Beyond Doodah. Right. So, yeah, as Holland says there, hold off your questions until I'm opening a new round, unless it's a super chat. You can send a super chat at any time whatsoever. All you need to do for that is just send a super chat, and whether I'm reading at the time or not, you will be the next reading that I do. Okay, so that's how that works. But we have just opened up memberships here on this channel. Mr. Lin, as you might have seen, had a little green name with a coffee cup. That is actually a coffee cup, I know, right? But with a coffee cup next to her name, and that means that she has very kindly joined up to the Coffee Club crew, which is our members only space here on YouTube. It's something we're very, very, very grateful to all of you for enabling us to get to the point where we can actually offer it. And so this is a little more information if you are wanting to become a member. There we go. So if you would like to join the membership, please do so if you are able to. If not, you don't have to worry about it at all. We'll still do free readings here on this channel as we open up a round. So I do believe it is time. Let's open that round. Let's get the wheels rolling. If you would like a question, please do pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. Go ahead and do that right now. If there's one person with a question, I'll answer that question. If there's two, we'll do a talisman toss. And if there's more than that, I'll pick one at random. However, if you want to send it guaranteed that I will read for you tonight, you can do that as a super chat. Either way, this is how you do what I've just said. There we go. Right then. I'm actually just thinking, Patricia, whether midsummer is the same as the summer solstice. I'm now beginning to doubt my own mind. But yeah, that's nothing new, is it? So it looks like, Lavina, my darling, it looks like you are the only person asking a question, although you did do it multiple times in their live chat. So I will do that for you right now, my darling. So let me just swap the camera over. Would help if I was in the right doodah for it, wouldn't I? The right control center. There we go. So then, as always, we cleanse the space. And we bring in the lovely Wispy. So then, Wispy, Lavina Israni would like to know, you want to know something about her ex, what he is feeling, and thoughts, what will happen now. So we're looking at Aniket's ex. What are his feelings and thoughts, and what will happen now? Okay, my darling. Let's have a look. Is the ex, is Lavina Israni's, Aniket's ex, actually thinking about her and thinking about whether or not it is in a positive way or negative way? Let's have a look. So, Wispy, I'm going to shuffle that again. That didn't feel right. Just something about that. I was like, oh no, I don't think the cards are in the right place. So we're going to shuffle again. There we go. Don't forget, if you haven't already, do please hit that like button and then hit the subscribe button while you're there and ding your bell so that YouTube notifies you each and every time I upload a video. So then let's have a look. We're going to do your drop. So then, what is your ex thinking about? What are his feelings? And what will happen now? So we're going to do the standard where you are what you need to know about your ex and what the future opportunity with your ex is, if that makes sense. So where you are now, ooh, the 6 of Cups, okie dokie. What you need to know, the 8 of Blades, right? Okay. And what the future holds, the 3 of Blades. Okay, let's have a look. So where you are, my darling, you're... Oh, Aniket got to know about your ex. Right, my darling. You want to know Aniket's feelings for you. Okay. Right. I'm going to reshuffle. Let me reshuffle because I think I misunderstood the question. Let me reshuffle. Give me a second. You don't want to know about your ex. You want to know about Aniket's feelings. Okay, my darling. Okay, bear with. Yep, I misunderstood that question. Sorry, my darling. So then, Wispy, recall Wispy. Recall. So, for some reason, I seem to have lost the ability to ring that bell properly. Let's have a look. So then, Wispy, Lavina wants to know about Aniket's feelings because Aniket has found out about Lavina's ex. That's the question. So Lavina wants to know what are Aniket's feelings now that Aniket knows about the ex. Okay, let's have a look. So we'll do the same spread, the same 3 cards. Well, different cards, but the same positions. So we'll have a look at, there we go, where you are, where Aniket is, and what the future opportunity is. So it'll be interesting if we get similar cards. Okay, Aniket's feelings reversed. It's a complicated question, but I'll get to it. Let me just bomb these down. And I'll explain. Right, okay. So then, it's the same color layout as the previous spread. Can I just say that to any tarot reader out there? We've got cups and blades. And it's pretty much the same sort of vibe. That's very interesting. So, where you are now, this is actually representing Aniket because you can see it's the King of Coins. Now, sorry, the King of Cups. I always get the 2 colors confused in this deck because the blue and the green are actually quite similar shades. But anyway, the King of Cups is normally a very positive card. This is reversed. So this is actually saying that where you are right now, what's going on right now, I don't think Aniket is overly happy because this card is reversed. So that's basically saying that the King of Cups is actually upset at the moment. There are things that the King of Cups is not a happy bunny. So it feels like Aniket is a bit miffed, a bit pissed off, a bit upset about whatever he's found out. Okay. It doesn't mean that there is going to be a massive breakup, or it doesn't mean there's going to be, anybody disappearing or things like that. But it does feel like the king is thoroughly pissed off, whatever the situation is that's come up. Now, I will say that it's still a more positive card than it could be. So there is still love or positive emotions there, friendship or whatever you want to call it. There is still, that connection there, but perhaps there is also this maybe temporary feeling of being upset about the way things have turned out. Now, in the what you need to know, we've got the Queen of Blades. My darling, the Queen of Blades could well be you in this situation. Blades, otherwise known as swords, is all about trouble and strife. It's all about obstacles and challenges and hurdles and problems. And I think Aniket sees you as being the cause of all these problems. Okay. It doesn't mean you are. It just means whatever's happened, if there's been a truth that's been revealed that you kept from him, or if there's a lie that you told that's been revealed, or if there's, some history that will change how he views you, then he sees almost to be that you are to blame, because we've got the Queen of Blades coming up. Now, that doesn't mean it is that your fault. It doesn't mean it's not. This is just what Aniket is currently thinking. Okay, so don't worry too much about it. It's just he's had a falling out with you right now. Okay, it doesn't mean that he's going to continue having a falling out with you. It doesn't mean that he's going to be upset with you forever. It just means where you are right now, he sees you as being basically the root of the problem. In the future opportunity, though, we do have the 4 of blades. So this is saying, so blades is literally, again, swords, trouble and strife, challenges, all of that. And the 4 is representing some stability. So it does feel that as you move on through the month, that there is going to be some issues that you still need to resolve. Okay, I don't think this is something that is going to suddenly disappear. I think it's something you are going to have to deal with slowly, inch by inch, you know, bit by bit, if that makes sense. And the reason I'm saying that is because this again is hurdles and problems, things to overcome. Okay, so it's not disastrous, nothing is fully ended, but it does feel like there are some bridges that need mending here. Now, what I would say, my darling, is that this is a stable disagreement, if that makes sense. Whatever has been said or whatever's been discovered, it's like that isn't going away. Whatever the truth that has now been revealed is, that isn't going to disappear anytime soon. And I think Aniket's going to have a few issues adjusting in the weeks to come. What I would say, my darling, though, this is a lot better than it could be. It's not talking about massive breakups. It's not talking about screaming and shouting and punching and running. Nothing to do with any of that. This is just saying that the next few weeks are going to be difficult. They're not going to be intolerable. They're not going to be, you know, the final sort of furlong, the final sort of moments of a relationship. But it does feel like there are going to be issues that you're going to need to work through. So maybe this is where, towards the end of the month onwards, maybe look at counseling for the pair of you, just to kind of, or speak to someone that knows the two of you and knows what's going on, and to try and kind of rebalance the situation. But it does feel like Aniket is actually a bit pissed off with you, and it doesn't feel like that's going to change too soon. I hope that helps. I know it's probably not the he'll get over it, everything will be fine, he loves you, blah blah blah, that you were looking for, but it does feel that his feelings have been hurt, and we all know what men are like. If we hurt their feelings inadvertently, quite often the guys can hold on to that grudge a little bit longer than women tend to. We tend to be the ones that process things a little bit differently, get it out of our system. Sometimes men, just by, you know, trying not to show too much emotion, can hold on to that, and that can, you know, mean that problems that could be resolved in a couple of days might take a couple of weeks or a couple of months. But I hope that helps, my darling. Thank you very, very much for your question. And as I say, just bear in there, it's not unsurvivable. It's just going to be a bit of a wiggle. And I hope that helps. Right then, let's have a look at the time. What time is it? Let me go back to the other camera. We are looking at, it's 23 minutes to 9. So here in the UK, that is. So we're going to be ending in about 20 minutes time. So I can probably get one more reading. I might even be able to squeeze 2 more readings in. So if you are watching this and you haven't had a reading on this channel before, do please go ahead and pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. If we get multiple questions in, then I will choose one of those at random. If, however, you want to guarantee that you take the next position, then do please send your question as a super chat. That will come through, and that will hopefully that will mean that you are the next cab off the rank. The only caveat to that is if we get multiple super chats in, I will go through them in the order that they came in. Okay, so the next round is open. I'm just, before I do anything else, I'm just going to have a look in the comments. Lavina, thank you so very much. I'm really afraid since yesterday. My darling, don't be afraid. But also, I think whatever's been revealed needed to come out, because eventually all truth eventually comes out. Eventually all truth is revealed. but yeah, I do think that maybe it is going to take a little while for you to be back in sort of in Aniket's good books. If you're feeling afraid, as in if you are scared, then do please reach out to, you know, a friend, a family member, somebody like that, who you can trust if you need to maybe not be there tonight, if you're worried about anything like that. But yeah, hopefully, my darling, you'll get through this. It's just going to be uncomfortable for a while, but hopefully you will get through this. Anyway, I hope that helps. And yeah, please do take care of yourself. Right, I'm going to hit the magic button. And so if you would like a reading, please do go ahead and do one of the following things. Ed, if I didn't think it would be taken the wrong way, I'd say I'm going to smack your bottom. Please don't. I am available anytime. Just drop me a message if you want a reading, my darling. But you have sent that through, so I am honoring that. So here we go. This is for Ed. You're incorrigible, my friend. But thank you very much for your donation, and thank you very much for helping the two cancer charities, and thank you very much for your question. Right then, so let's have a wee look in the doodah. I don't know what I was saying then. My brain went off on one. So then let's change camera. That's what I was trying to say. So we've got the card cam on. I'm going to do, as always, we are going to cleanse the space. I've just had a pop-up come up on my screen saying it is still 18 degrees centigrade here in Leeds. At 20 to 9, it's still 18 degrees and it's still mostly cloudy. It's no thunderstorm. Damn it. Right then, so Wispy, Ed, yeah, that Ed. Fine. Wispy Ed has sent a super chat asking for a general reading. So I'm going to do that for you right now, Ed. Would you like a horseshoe? Or would you like the inverted triangle, Ed? Pop it in the comments. Horseshoe or inverted triangle? What would you like? What would you like? So then let's have a wee look. I'm going to keep shuffling Wispy until Ed pops in the chat what type of spread that he wants. Is it butter? Is it peanut butter? Is it Nutella? Butter. It's lovely. Lovely. Yeah, it's lovely. Here we go. Oh. Any minute now, Ed. A horseshoe. Thank you very much. Right then, Wispy. We're going to do a horseshoe reading for Ed. So, 4 shuffs. Here we go. 1, 2, shuff number 3, and shuff 4. There we go. 4 shuffs. Oh yeah, thank you, Holland. Let me stick that on as well. It's not that one, it's that one. There we go. So then let's have a look. Back onto the chat. There we go. Going to cut your cards. There's your cut. And let's move that slightly out of the way. Yeah, thank you, Patricia. Patricia, I think you need to refresh, my darling. So then let's have a look. So, influence. Oh, these cards are so big. Ooh, right then. So, in the pass position, we got the 8 of Blades. So, even if I didn't know, I would say this recent past has been absolutely shit. There's been a lot going on, a lot of emotion, a lot of difficulties to get through, just a lot, feeling frazzled, feeling like, you know, as I said before, feeling like the baby's crying, the dog's howling, the sprite is somehow attacking you. You're looking out the window and everything looks grey and miserable, and it's all just bleh, right? Really, really tough to get through. But because it's in the past position, it's saying that you have got through that, Ed. You have come out the other side of that difficult period, of that, you know, learning curve, that hard lessons learned. And you are now past that point where it is pointy and stabby and nasty and horrible. It really does feel like you are through the worst of it. I know that there's still healing time, and I know that there's still grief and everything else that you'll be dealing with, but it does feel that you are through that now, and that things are looking majorly up. The reason I'm saying that is because we've got the Knight of Cups coming in the present. Now, there is a slight thing with the Knight of Cups, as you know, that they are the ones that tend to jump first and think later. But this person's quite happily playing, I was about to say ukulele then, but playing the guitar on the underground. They've got a few coins in there. You've got the pigeons. You've got this person. Oh, is this, you know, an other self, a future self, an alternative self? What is happening? Is this just a coinky dink? Because this person is also wearing the denim and also wearing the purple. So there's a coincidence happening here. There is a emotional connection that's happening on a moment within the, you know, on a tube. But this is like one of those, what's it called, cute meets, where it feels like there is a connection here. It doesn't feel like it's particularly romantical at the moment, but it does feel like you have an emotional connection with somebody that may well be a recent thing, that is at least a positive, if that makes sense. It might not manifest into a long-term friendship or a romance or something, but there is that initial connection going on at the moment. Now, the influence is coming in with the Queen of Wands. So Wands is all about your sense of self, sense of security, things like that. The Queen element is coming in because for some reason, you know, in tarot, only the queens can be performers. But this is actually saying that there is a performance element to what you do that is influencing what you do. So this could be somebody else, or this could be your growing confidence in that performative side. So it could be, I don't know whether you're doing more of the training course things that we did the Star Trek conversation about. I don't know what, you know, whether you're doing more things like that, whether you're doing more, you know, presenting, and whether that's making you feel uplifted, or whether it's that you are wanting that, you're aiming to find that emotional uplift where you feel more confident and feel more able to be in front of people and talk in front of people. Because you can see here, not only is this person the conductor, but they're also the conductor of something that is a band or orchestra that is large enough to warrant having their picture taken. They're not taking pictures of the musicians, they're taking pictures of the conductor. And you can see here you've got this dancing sprite going off here in amongst all the fireworks. So there is something here about you being influenced positively into wanting to grow your experience and grow your positivity, your confidence in a particular way, and that is saying to make you maybe more camera ready or presentationally ready. Do you know what I mean? So that you're not feeling discomfort when you're placed in that position. Now, the obstacle, we've got the 7 of blades, the 7 of swords, and this is obviously saying that there is going to be some tough choices, some difficult choices coming up that are going to be even more difficult, if that makes it. I don't quite. So basically, in your obstacle position, you've got the obstacle suit, is what I'm saying. So you've got double obstacles here. But what that is actually saying is that the challenge is going to be finding the answer and finding the way to overcome. The 7 of blades can be referencing people stealing, so whether stuff is being taken from you, whether stuff is, whether that's ideas in the presentation space, whether people are taking your style or your thoughts, your ideas, your concept of something, or whether that is somebody physically nicking from you. That is something you're going to need to be on the lookout for, and maybe that's something you're going to have to, deal with. I don't think this is you going into your local supermarket and leaving with a bottle of wine under your jacket. I don't think this is you, breaking the windows of your next door neighbor in the middle of the night and going and nicking a laptop at all. But I also don't think that's going to happen to you. It feels like this is in a kind of work environment. I don't think it's going to happen to you. I don't think there's a break-in, but it's something like that you're going to have to deal with, where something is being taken. And that's, again, another challenge for you to navigate, basically. The way that other people see you, though, is the 9 of Swords, the 9 of Blades. And they see you as as being up on a bit of a warrior. They see you as being somebody who is easily not bogged down by problems, but easily affected by problems, if that makes sense. So it's kind of basically saying, look, and this doesn't mean it's true or not, it's just the way that other people around you perceive you right now. So it could be that they're saying, look, you need to just chill the fuck out. You need to just let it go, let it be. All of the Beatles songs, all of the Frozen songs, let everything go and just find a way of chilling out, finding a release so that you're not taking these work problems home, or you're not dwelling on the work problems or your personal problems. You're not, dwelling and ruminating and cogitating and all of that. This really is saying that they do mean that that's right. It's just that that's how it's being perceived. Now, the advice, again, this is not what it says on the tin. Now, I know as a moderator, you've heard me say this hundreds of times, but I still need to bang it home. The death card never, ever means death in a tarot suit. It represents endings, rebirth, and changing. That is what the tarot represents. In this term, you can see it's the middle of winter. The year is dying. The season is changing. Although it is winter and you can see the snow, there are snowdrops here. Things will be getting warmer soon. Things are heading towards spring, towards summer. So that change is happening. It's a big change. And what this is in the advice place is saying, look, if there are things in your life right now, hang on, I just dropped a card. If there are things in your life right now that are not making you happy, then change them. If there are things in your life right now that aren't working for you the way that you need them to, then again, look at making that change. I don't think this is necessarily work related, but again, it may be. So it could well be, even though you've just got a brand new job, if it doesn't feel like it's a fit, try and change something about it before changing the job entirely. Try and change how you view it. Maybe change how you react with bosses or something like that. Maybe get some different training or some different advice. Whatever it is, it's really saying, look, you just need to make a bit of a change here. And then the outcome card is the 4 of Cups. So this is talking about some more emotional stability, if that makes sense. Some emotional stability. It's talking about not being so shut down that you do miss opportunities when they come in, because that is something you need to bear in mind. I do think there are opportunities here. I do think that somehow you need a bit of a refresh, whether that is new, I don't know, new job, new parts of the job, new departments of the job. You know what I mean? I don't know whether it's something like that, but whatever it is, be prepared to make some changes, because it does feel like that will open up this opportunity. So you can't see it because of the reflection. You can see this opportunity with this hand being outstretched and somebody offering you, look, do you want a coffee? Do you want some water? What is it you want? And this is you just being slumped because you're so just switched off and just going with the flow that you're missing the opportunities when it's appearing. So just look out for that. overall, I would say it's a generally positive reading. There are some issues for you to get through. This Sleepless Nights card, I think, knowing you as I do, I think you are a bit of a ruminator. You do allow things to kind of almost go on a loop in your brain, a bit like I do, where you worry about things and then you worry about it a bit more, then you have another bit of a worry about it, then you think about it a bit, then you worry about it some more. Just in case you haven't worried about it enough, you then worry about not worrying about it enough, so you worry about it a bit more. But I do think, in all honesty, that is just saying kind of what we already know here, in that it's been quite a stressful time and there's been quite a lot on your plate. I do think that this influence card needs looking at. Your strong, positive self-esteem, positive self-image, all of that, your confidence, I think that is something you need to really embrace. And so if somebody in your life is acting as that influence towards that, then go down that road. I think this Seven of Blades, this card being in the obstacle position, I do think there is a worry about somebody taking some ideas or taking something from you, that sort of idea of a theft, or that sort of idea of, you know, something being taken. I don't think it's anything major, but just be aware, if you do find that something's been taken, just be aware not to leap into a reaction that this Knight of Cups might give you. But I do think, in all honesty, I do think that there is this need for a change. And I do think that you need to have maybe a good think about that in the weeks and months to come, or certainly in the days and weeks, sorry, I should say, to come. There is this need for a bit of a shift, a bit of a paradigm shift, maybe looking at things very, very differently, or something. But anyway, Ed, I really hope that helps. Let me come back into the live comments. Let me change the camera. There we go. And let's just have a wee look. Beautifully blessed spiritually here, my darling. I'm not able to do any more readings after this, which is why the banner is on the bottom of the screen right now saying do not send any more super chat requests, because I'm not able to do any more right now, my darling. I'm finishing in literally 4 minutes time. So there's no way for me to even refund this. Unfortunately, all I can do is say, if you come in on Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. UK time, and just message and just remind me of the question, then I can certainly look at doing that reading for you on Tuesday. But I'm not going to be able to read that right now. That literally got posted straight after Holland posted about that one. Good evening, Bryn, my darling. So yeah, let me have a look, Ed. You've definitely been feeling a bit frazzled. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. You did text Tia the other day, right? Okay. You're going to be doing some new courses with the new job when the DBS comes through. That is probably what the death card is. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. That sounds really good. So that will be the one that will give you that transition and that new start and that rebirth that comes after the death card. So that does sound absolutely phenomenal. You are a bit of a warrior. Yep. You've always struggled with it. Yep. Absolutely. You've had to go with the flow to survive what's happened. You'll defo try not to be so shut down. Yeah. I think you have to, when you go through a situation like you did, and grief and shock and everything else. And it is one of those processes that I think is probably going to take a bit of time to actually sort of recover from. But again, I think it is, you're doing it. And I think just the fact that you're still out there, you're still working, you're still putting yourself out there, I think you're doing a remarkable job, to be honest. I really, really do, Ed. I think you've done a bonza job. I do not know how I would have reacted in a similar situation. But yes. So then, beautifully blessed spiritually, Here, as I say, I'm going to have to do your reading on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. UK time, my darling, because there's just no way to do that now. But thank you, everybody, for being here this evening. Thank you so much for being part of the channel. We are slowly growing. As I say, we have only recently past the 1300 mark, and that has taken a hell of a long time. But thank you ever so much, everybody. And yeah, that is it from me. As I always say, thank you so much for being here. It really does melt my poor, old, withered, empty, dry, bedraggled, stony heart to have so many people here. And yeah, thank you so much. Don't forget, the memberships are now open on this channel. We do the members only live every Sunday evening at 6 p.m. UK time, an hour before this one starts. And I will be asking members lots more interesting questions about the content they want, discussing what's going on in our lives. Members can also get a reading there because it is a little bit quieter, so it's a lot easier for members to read. And there'll be other exclusive content coming your way very, very soon. So do look into that if you want. But that is going to be it from me today. And as I always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will definitely catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.